on the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens and come and spend a day in the 757. Hydro, the vapes and blunts I smoke. That's exactly what I need when I'm blowing on them trees.
Oh, there we go. What's up, everybody? It's the after show, but later, episode number 318. It's your boy, it's D. It's fucking, I did it for so many years that I almost do the intro different. That's all I'll say. It's your boy D. It's Luis Cortez Jr. and we are here for another live episode. I hope that you guys are ready for some good fun. I'm ready for bed, so I hope you guys are ready. Let me know if you guys are here early. How Luis Cortez Jr.'s mic sounds, because I always got to check the levels, and I always got. All right, so. Yeah, let me know how his mic sounds. Let me know if it needs to be turned up a little bit. Luis, are you excited? Are you ready for the day? Let me know.
Yeah, what's up, brother? Hey, what's up, everybody out there? You're tired? What, you tired, bro? You're an hour ahead. You got that Arizona time problem shit, huh?
Yeah, it's funny because it's like it's not even that long. It's literally freaking 7. But I'm beat, dog. By the end of the day, I'm freaking beat. And I hit up my buddy the other day. It was like I think it was like 10, and I don't know if I was listening to a podcast or what, and he hit me up the other day. He's like, bro, me and my daughter were out by like 8:30 because he gets up at like 4:30. And I was just like, yeah, dog, I get it, you know? Some days I'm good, you know?
I think it's a time change too, bro, because the other day, like, I come home, I just get out of work, I did just a couple of things, like clean the yard, did a couple of things, went to the gym and got back, and it's dark already too, you know, when the sun goes down. I'm like, fuck, I said I did a lot of shit already. Like, it's probably time for bed already. Like, I'm trying to get cozy up in bed. And it was like 6:45, like 7 and shit. And I'm like, what the like, yo, what the fuck, bro? It's when the sun goes down effect, I think.
I think so, dog. Cause like, yeah, like it was, I mean, and see, it's weird because like the time doesn't change here, but I don't know, dog. It feels like it's like literally like 5:40 and the sun starts going down. I'm like, damn, man, like, I don't know. Damn.
Yeah, I used to work night shifts in the mining, and I used to work underground, and I was at night shifts. And for like half the year, bro, you'd go to work when it was dark, you come out, it was dark. You wouldn't see the sun until your days off. And sometimes we work like 10 on, 4 off, 4 on, 10 off. So like it'd be weeks and shit before you see the sun and shit. That shit was kind of crazy, dude. Especially because over there it would snow and be cold as fuck. And then you'd go underground and it'd be hot too, and obviously no sun or whatever. But
yeah. Nah, dog. Like people like in like Alaska, they'll have like days where it's like the sun doesn't go down, then they'll have days where like the sun don't come up. And I'm just like, I don't know how, dog. I'm used to it.
That's disorienting. If you've never been, and I worked up in Alaska, and like you're like your body runs off the sun kind of. So when you're like thinking it's time to go to bed, you're like, what the fuck? And the sun, it almost just looks like sundown is coming, and then whoop, so it's coming back up. It's kind of interesting, and it's kind of something you got to see. But it is very like mind-boggling.
That's crazy, man. Not like I'm used to it. I mean, we're in Arizona. I'm used to it being like 9:40 p.m. and it's still being bright as hell, you know? So when it gets to like this time of year, it just messes with me a little bit, you know? But it's funny because I was looking at, you know what? I didn't even get to say what's up to the Drews. Let me see. Andrew Sims is here. Let me see. Funky Monkey's here. Keebler's here. Weeks with No Sun. Let me see. Yeah, but freaking, the other day, I don't know if I told you on here or if I was just telling like a buddy of mine, but I was just like, man, I was jealous of this dude, this homeless dude, right? Because I'm driving to work and he was like laying on the...
Wait. You said you were jealous of a homeless dude?
Yeah, because I was driving to work, right? And I was right there, dog. And it was like 60 degrees or like 58 degrees. So it was like nice and like cool. And he was laying on the sidewalk with his dog. This dude had a pillow and a blanket. He's laying there all comfortable, and I was like, dog, it must be so nice to like wake up naturally with like the sunlight and shit, you know, like when it really came up, he was probably like, oh, I gotta start my day, you know, and I was already at work, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, this dude's got it made. So
you never been a beach bum like that, or at a concert, like at a festival?
I've never done a festival.
like or camp somewhere where you when we camping, even
Yeah.
camping, you're just like, ah, fuck, when you go to sleep, it's dark out, and you're in between trees, maybe not. In the morning, usually it's how you wake up all hot, like in a tent or somewhere. Like, ah, fuck, it's fucking hot out here.
Doug, I remember we went camping one time, and my buddy Johnny, he was on the first like 40-ish episodes of the after show. We went camping one time. It was me, Johnny, Ralph, and I don't think Luis went. Me, Ralph, Chris, and Johnny, at least. And I remember Johnny had taken his dad's like 45. And just in case like there was like a coyote trying to bite or something, he was gonna shoot his ass, right? And we had drank the night before. Obviously, you go camping, have some drinks, whatever. And Johnny was like, yeah, he's like, I had to wake up at like, I don't know, like 3 a.m. or some shit. He's like, and I went, and he started like to put his like finger like under our nose, see if we were breathing. Cause he was like, I didn't know if like I had like shot some of you or something. And I was like, what the hell is going on, dog? He just remembered like he got drunk and he had his dad's gun. And I'm like, I'm sure there would have been blood, but the fact that you're even doing that, dog, I'm tripping a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
who was going through his fucking mind to be thinking that shit? You know what I mean?
But yeah, he was like, I got up. He's like, and I went over to all of you, and I was like, oh, like, and I was just like, what? All right, dog.
Did he give you give you a little dip real quick and then put it in your under your fucking nose?
Funky Monkey says, I hate working late and coming out of the courthouse feeling like it's midnight. For real, man. For even if you go to work when the sun's like coming up, and when you leave, it's like almost at that same time and it's kind of going down, you know? It still feels like you were there forever because it's like the sun's not fully out, and when you're leaving, the sun's not fully down. So you're just like, damn, man. But yeah, but anyway, enough about the weather, right? Don't people always say that's like the weakest talk of all time?
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm happy. Oh, and you know what? Andrew's not here, Andrew Fournier, but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because today is actually his birthday. So happy birthday to Andrew Fournier. Maybe now with this year in life, I can start saying it correctly. So happy birthday to Andrew Fournier.
Happy birthday.
Ah, man. Let me know where you want to get started. I have plenty of notes. I brought them today. Check this bad boy out right here. Look at all those notes.
Damn, bro. Look at you go.
If it'll ever catch it. Oh, this camera could get it. I forget you're on Zoom, so it's different. But anyway, yeah, I have plenty of notes. I'm pretty sure Spot hates me, so rock on with that. Yeah. Anyway.
Wait, doesn't he hate everybody though?
Well, dog, I okay. Let me go.
Nah. He's all right.
I think.
Well, what happened?
No, well, just so he's weird though because like not because of like his lifestyle. Maybe that's why he hates me, huh? But just because like he. So I had posted something on the Carl page one day about like suggestions for the show and what they could do to like grow or do this or that or whatever. And he wrote on the comments, he put, this could have been a text, right? Okay, yeah. But at the same time, I don't want to text him like, hey, I'm just kind of throwing it out there for maybe somebody, one of them to see, or maybe other listeners have some input or whatever. I don't want to hit him up directly and be like annoying. Like, because I feel like I don't know him like that. You know, like I've texted him a lot, had phone calls with him. He's helped me set up shit. We had like a decent relationship, but I still don't feel like, dog, this is how you can fix your show, you know, or whatever. Like, who the fuck am I to be telling anybody anything? So I'm put it on the Carl page like, hey, I think this would be a good idea. Like, do you guys think, or maybe Cavino will see it because I know he like is very interactive, whatever. So, okay, cool. Could be a text, whatever. So I go through and I don't know, maybe like a month later or a couple weeks later, I had another idea. So I sent him, or you know what? Let me unblur this for you because the camera will be able to see, but you won't be able to. All right, cool. So I sent him this. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Right? Big old long message. And I could put, here's a text, right? Like, I'm not going to put this on the Carl page. And then, so I had put just something about, he had said one of their things that maybe is hindering them from growing is that they're behind a paywall. So I had mentioned some things that, okay, if you're behind a paywall, do this that isn't behind a paywall, or do this or that, right? And then they were like, oh, do advertisers, I think it was Rich, that was like, do advertisers, what up, Jeff? Jeff's here. Rich was like, do advertisers even want to advertise on podcasts and all this shit? And I was like, dog, every podcast I listen to, fucking mid podcast, they're like, Blue Chew, make your dick harder than ever, right? Or whatever. And then it's like, whatever you could think of, Diet Pepsi, keyword, after show, whatever. Every podcast I listen to. So they all advertise on their once a week show. So I'm like, put out a show once a week for free or whatever. And then you guys can get advertisers on there or whatever. Oh, my bad. I had something in my mouth. But I'm thinking for you to say, or for Rich to be like, I don't know if they do advertise. I'm like, dog, do you not listen to any podcast ever of all time? Like, they're like DraftKings to this weekend, Anthony Joshua is going to fight, Jake fucking Plumber or whatever the fuck. And then they're like, oh, use keyword fucking after show to get 50% off. We'll match you $200, DraftKings.com. And then whatever. They all do live reads. So I'm like, dog, there's advertisers right there. So anyway, I said some of this in the text, and then this motherfucker just never responded. And I was like, so is that why you wanted a text? So it wouldn't be public that here's how maybe we can, and I'm doing it, dog, like literally out of not trying to be like, this is what you should do. I'm trying to do it out of like, hey, like I love the show. Obviously, like we love the show. The one people here, freaking Reinhardt, freaking Magical Mexican, e-bike guy, Jeff, we love the show. So I'm not doing it to be like a dick. I'm like, hey, you know what? I have an idea. And I get excited with shit like that, I'm like, hey, I think this is how we can grow, the show if we do this, this, and this. And I think it was like, don't put that shit on I don't know if maybe Covino's giving him shit like, hey, maybe we can do some of that shit or what. But then I texted him and there was no response. So I'm like, dog, it could have been a text, but I texted and then there's nothing. So I'm like, maybe I could have put that on the Carl page and we could have had some conversation going or something. I don't know. But then
I feel like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, right?
Well, then, so the other day, Covino was saying something about a dog or something. And then Spot, did you catch that one?
Yeah.
Where Spot's like, Covino's like, what about Daniel Javier Fitz? That's your dog, right? And then Spot's like, he's not my dog. That's your dog. And then Covino goes, nah, he's your dog. And then Spot goes, no, he's not. And I was like, what? So then I was like, okay, whatever. Like maybe
the plot thickens.
Well, then I'm like, maybe, but then I was like, maybe I'm tripping and I'm like, I'm just being a little bitch, which I can be a little bitch sometimes. All good, whatever. And then on today, and see, the difference is, Doug, I don't know, because I don't know Spot, like, as many years I've been listening to him, like on a personal basis, I don't know if that's just him breaking balls, right? And then so, what was it on today's Fox Sports? They had Wes in Idaho, well now Wes in Vegas, had put something about the advertisers on like his YouTube or whatever during the show, and Spot was like, oh, it's advertiser. Whatever, like whatever the fuck you search or whatever is why, like how you get your ads. So I had put in the comments, I was like, oh, I keep getting these ads for penis reduction surgery. And then Spot put, it's not because you have a huge penis, it's because you're a giant dick. And I was like, okay, is that him playing on words? Or is it kind of just throwing another little jab? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I don't know. Either he fucking hates me or he's just fucking breaking balls. I don't know, but whatever. So let's go to some of the feedback. Always prepared, D. Let me see. Spot making him confrontational. I don't get Spot gear making him confrontational. All podcasts have sponsors.
Hey, hold on. For Magic Mexican, he wants the tablespoon code for the Blue Chew. It's el caballo, fool. If you know, you know. It's el caballo. That's the code word.
You know what's funny?
This guy.
Magical Mexican, cool dude. And there's some events that I work from time to time that his wife goes to, right? And so it's so funny though, because one time he was like, when we were at the Covino and Rich convention, he was like, she had asked, she's like, oh, are you going to be at this one? And I was like, yeah, because I have to either fucking DJ it or I have to like run slides like on the fucking big screen, or there's always something I got to do. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna work at this and this. And then Magical Mexican he goes, hey, he goes, do I get to go to that? She's like, no, it's an all girl event. And he's like, well, why does he get to go? She's like, he's fucking working it. So shout out to him, because I seen her the other day. And one of the last times she went to one of these events, she won a gang of things. She won all kinds of prizes. So I don't know. Maybe it's cool to once in a while she gets to go and do that shit, you know, have a girls' night or whatever. But let me see. Magical Mexican says, spiteful spot. Is it dancing bear events? No, dog. I'm there at all of them. They're not dancing bear. But you know what's funny, dog, is that so this one was like a Christmas themed event that I worked last Thursday, and what do you call it? They had a sexy Santa, right? Which was one of my wife's coaches. That this dude's all fucking ripped, right? So he came in as like sexy Santa, and it was so funny, dog, because I'm sitting there at the table and I'm fucking doing my little shit, and none of the bitches there know who I am, or know who I know, or know whatever, right? So when that dude starts like walking around and shit and handing out prizes, you know, the sexy Santa that's all ripped and tatted and shit, these bitches next to me start whispering, and they're like, oh yeah, they're like, they got him from an escort service and all this shit. And I'm like, dog, that couldn't be further from the truth. I'm like, there was two dudes that my wife had recommended that are her coaches, right? And it was like this one or that one. And this one of them was like, I can't do it. So then it was this one. But I'm like, dog, fucking bitches and their stories. Oh, I bet they got him from an escort service and all this shit. And I'm like, dog, that dude's fucking like, he's fucking goofy. He's not no escort, you know? But it's just, I'm like, oh, no. I have to sit there, dog, because I have to act like I don't know what the fuck's going on. I just have to be like, you know, still just working my equipment and shit and fucking tuning these bitches out, you know? But it's so hard to be like, he's a good dude, all right?
Hey, you're literally the fly on the wall that people talk about.
Yeah, dog.
With DJ in front of you.
Yeah, no shit. So I'm right there. It's funny as hell though, dog, because like I'll hear them like talking shit about like whatever, or other bitches there or whatever, and I just have to be like, oh, that's my friend, you know, or whatever, you know, or fucking whatever, you know. So it's funny,
Hey,
but
talking about Christmas parties or Christmas shit, those guys are going to their party tonight, right? Is that today?
oh,
They
I
were
think
going to
it
their
was. That was a
It
big
is. So
topic of conversation, right? Whether
yeah,
they
we'll
should go
see
or
how
not.
that goes tonight for them. But fuck, man, Rich, it was being all party pooper about it this morning.
You know what,
I
dog?
think I think he was just not feeling it, which is like whatever. And I don't think it came off that way. And I think these guys are just bought it. The way they were just kind of heckling him was funny. And then he's probably just not feeling it because I'm like, isn't Rich fucking happy-go-lucky motherfucker? Always wants to go to shit like that and tell the same stories that everybody knows and shit, and tell Spot business that Spot doesn't want people knowing, but he tells it anyway. Like this is where fucking he gets his cup full and shit. So I think maybe he wasn't feeling it because of shit that's going on, but maybe you know was tired. I don't know, but. I hope they have fun. And then, like Kavino was saying, man, I mean, I would go too, you know what I mean? I like Christmas parties. I mean, I wanted to get your opinion, but I used to go to my homie's Christmas party. Anyone who would invite me, like, hey, food, whatever, like, shit, I'll go. I don't give a fuck. I'll be like, yo, I know Jose. Or like, yo, my homie works here. Like, I ain't got invited. Like, there's
Yeah,
food. Most of the time, there was drinks and raffles. And I mean, if you were single, you'd be fucking dogging chicks, you know what I mean? Because it's a holiday, somebody wants to snuggle up. And even if not, you're there with homies or family or coworkers. I mean,
yeah.
as a boss, I think it's a good spot to get with your people, have a good time. We work under like tension and shit like that, and right there, you can have a beer, have a good time, kind of a different aspect of it. So I enjoy them. I'll go to any fucking Christmas party. Someone invite me, like let's roll, homie. But what do you think? What do you know?
I dig them, dog. I really, I dig them, and because I'm very, I guess like it's weird because my wife, she says I'm an introvert a lot of times, and a lot of times her friends are like, why doesn't Daniel come out? You know, he's very like whenever he comes out, it's fun and this and this, and it's weird because I'm like, I am when I'm like in a crowd or doing this or whatever, very extroverted. But a lot of times I do prefer to be at home. So I'm kind of, I guess, the best of both worlds or whatever. But like I enjoy Christmas parties. My work Christmas party, we just had it a couple weekends ago and it was fun as hell. And I dig it. I dig, you know, just to like you said, go let your hair down. there's nothing about work. You just get to kind of kick it and just kind of BS or whatever. Like it's I enjoy him, but I think Rich is just the last couple of days because of what he's going through with Piper.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it was just kind of like it's like when
It's the last thing you want to do when you're kind of feeling those ways. I think.
yeah, it's just I think it's at the forefront of his mind. I think it might even be subconscious. Like he's like kind of like I don't want to be doing that, even if he doesn't, think about it. Because, like you said, he's happy-go-lucky. He's always wanting to do things. He's always wanting to tell stories. And, hey, did you hear about Spot? Hey, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Hey, Covino's still divorced. Like he's always So for him to not want to do that, I think it's just because of what he's going through. And, dog, just besides him losing Piper, having to like send the kids to school and having to console them when I'm like, while he's losing her as well, he's like, damn, man, that's my fucking dog. Literally, that's my dog, And so like, I just think whether it's, a conscious thought or not, I think that has a lot to do with it. So I can't blame him. And it's funny because I think the guys were giving him a hard time, but I'm like, maybe they were doing it like de mas, right, for the show. Yeah. They were just kind of like, but it could have been too that maybe they just weren't thinking and they were just like, why don't you want to go? And like, I don't know. Maybe.
I think his point was like, for what? You go to the smooge and hang out, but to him it was like, I guess there was no one there to impress or entertain that was like good enough, because they said it a couple weeks ago where I forgot what event they were at, where the bosses, I think it was a Fox one, gravitated toward them and wanted to kick it with them because they're good people and they're like, hey, I want to chill with these guys instead of randoms or people that you don't want to chill with. And I honestly, because they don't know anybody there and they haven't been there, they don't know that. So I think maybe that's part of it for Rich, and that's where even Covino was like, hey, fuck it, I don't mind going and introducing myself to people. These people work there, whatever, you know what I mean? So I mean, I get both sides of it, but it was just interesting.
What makes me laugh about that is that Covino is like, when he's going through something, it's very, I don't want to say they're cut off, but like the Layla situation, right? For years, it was like kind of without saying it, it was just like, I don't want any part of that. I deal with her when I have to, this and this. Yeah. And now it's kind of like, it's kind of let down his guard a little bit. He's like, well, hey, whatever, if she's going to be there at, the Sweet 16, then that's cool, whatever. And like for SiriusXM, for so many years, he was like, fuck them people, like not literally, but he was just like,
he probably, he did,
but then it's like so much time has passed. He's like, fuck it, let's go kick it. And it's funny because like, it sucks. Like nobody wants to be angry or have a bad time or be mad at somebody or whatever. So, but you're only human, right? So you can't help but be pissed at somebody or a company or whatever. But it's cool when you finally move past that and you are indifferent, right? They don't say, what do they say? The opposite of love isn't hate, or hate isn't love. It's indifference or whatever. Mm-hmm. Or what, like it really is the fact that he can be like, just like, fuck it. They're having a Christmas party. I'll go say what's up. I knew a lot of people there and yeah, they don't have anybody to impress, but fuck it. Maybe we'll go. And so I just think, it's really cool to see that, knowing how angry he was at one point,
He even said that where he was like, I can find, like, let that go or close that chapter, and he even said that I want to move past it. And I think everyone has something like that they've dealt with. Like, I've dealt with an old job that I used to fucking hate that spot, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
I would fuck that place. I finally got over it. I think people have that remorseful. You dedicate so much time, and not only just to work. I mean, relationships, family, friends, work. You invest so much into something, and then when you get burned, and you get that fucking like that spiteful spot shit. Like, yeah, fuck you, But hey, it's good. I guess we'll hear about it tomorrow, and that'll be exciting to see how it went, and especially because Rich was being fucking Debbie Downer about it. And I'm like, Dick, you're rich Mickey Mouse fucking Davis, bro. What the fuck? Like, why are you sad about it?
But you know what? I have to clarify something. So I had said on the in-show chat that I had a job that I hated. And I had said on the in-show chat, I was on the verge of tears going to work every day. You know how you're so fucking mad, dog? Like, like especially like I feel like it happens more when you're a little kid, and you get so angry, dog, that your tears start coming out, and you're just like you want to like punch your brother or something, but your mom's right there or whatever the case is, right? And you're so angry, you're just frustrated, right? Tears of frustration, right? And I had said on the in-show chat, there was like for 2 years, dog, for this job, I was like on the verge of tears every day. I hated it. I hated it with a passion. I hated the job. I hated the type of work. I hated the supervisor. She's a fucking bitch. And earlier today, I was actually talking to my mom about that lady. And I was like, if somebody called and was like, hey, she died, I'd be like, okay. I wouldn't be like, fuck yeah. But I wouldn't be like, oh, that sucks. I'd be like, all right, fuck that bitch. I don't like her, so whatever. To this day, fuck her. And if she's listening, fuck you. So, dog, I don't like that bitch. Whatever. She's a piece of shit. Fuck her. So, anyway, I had said on the in-show chat, and then Rich was like, look at our favorite podcast, The Tablespoon, says they would cry every day going to work. I'm like, dog, I didn't say that. All right. I only get so many vato tears. I was on the verge of tears, right? Here's tears. Here's the verge. It's close, but you're not crying. Here's tears. Here's no tears. Here's the verge. I was on the verge, right? If you could stand right here on this, what I'm standing on, right here, dog.
The verge.
What am I standing on right here, dog?
The verge.
The verge. Thank you. The verge. I'm standing on the verge of tears. Never cried, angry, but never cried. The verge. All right. So I just wanted to clarify that for anybody that saw it on the in-show chat.
Bro, I love them. They're fucking slick ass band.
Yeah. So,
hey, did you see the picture or a fucking Covino putting fucking tape on his fucking tire on the clavo?
We'll get to that right now, but
oh my God, dude. Okay, my bad.
Andrew Fournier is here, so I just wanted to say happy birthday, Andrew, because we said it earlier, but in case you weren't here.
Happy birthday. Thanks for joining us. Happy birthday, brother.
Lágrimas. Doug, I was listening to, real quick, because I know you have a story, but I was listening to Lágrimas, Doug, literally, like, let me see, was it like a day or two ago? My mom was all laughing because like I had it like on my phone playing all loud and I was at her house. Right here. Jose, Lágrimas, Doug. Tell me you don't remember this shit. Lágrimas. You know this one, Doug? Dang, Doug. Right here. Yeah, so that one's for Magical Mexican. What were you saying, dog, before I cut you off?
About the Covino and the fucking tape on the tire.
Oh!
Just the whole thing was fucking hilarious. And I think we all know, and they know too, which is whatever. They've all said how much they're limited on just like, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, man shit or whatever the fuck, because like, I think all of us would have thought of different shit to do, like take the tire off.
Tape.
Maybe not risk it. I don't know, Dick, but tape though was fucking hilarious. Even just the way it was just like right over it and shit. I was laughing.
Doug, you see a little pico right here, like the nipple sticking out through the shirt, right? Because you could see the tape, and then it was boop boop, the little hump, dog, and then you saw it right there. But actually, I'll actually just say this: somebody in the chat hit me up, and they were like, hey, does this dude not know how to change a fucking tire? And I go, his excuse is going to be that the BMWs don't have spare tires. And then, dog, like 2 minutes later, he was like reading the chat and he's like, well, I couldn't change it. He was like, the BMWs don't have a spare tire. And then this dude hit me up. He was like, you're a fucking genius, dog. But I go, you know what? Even if he had a spare, dog, I love Covino, but you mentioned, the limitations of the madness. I don't know if he would be able to, dog. Would he be able to find where to put the jack? Would he be able to?
It takes a lot, bro. Like, I mean, and I have those skills and I've done that. But if you don't know, bro, you see on the side of the road when you drive by someone who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But even then, like, I'm sure that car is low enough or low profile where you probably need like a low profile jack first of all.
Yeah.
I don't even. You think he knows where the jack is at in the fucking car?
Do I think he knows? I don't think
Yeah.
so. I mean,
You know what I
or
mean? Because
no.
there's probably one that's usually built in, or maybe he didn't pay for whatever. But there's usually one that comes with it, with the little crowbar. You know what I mean? Regardless of the spare tire, I mean, I feel like that usually comes with the car. It's still, I don't know. I haven't bought a new car in a while, but
Yeah.
typically they do.
No, dog, hold on. What the hell? After you're done. Yeah. 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 Yeah and yeah. Okay.
And so, and somebody, AJ, he was talking about how he was proud that Cavino had the pump in itself, and that even surprised the shit out of me, bro. When he said he had one of those, I was like, damn, bro, and I was happy. I was like, yeah, he's leveling up. He
Yeah,
has a
for
little
sure.
pump and shit.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it was dope. It had a little flashlight on it and everything, right? I thought it was super dope. My Tesla didn't come with a spare. I got one from Amazon. Didn't want to wait for AAA. Oh, look at his Tesla. You hear? Está chingón ese way. Look
Ay, cabrón,
at.
mi
Oh,
Tesla.
Tesla, my Tesla. Oh, you know what's funny, dog? You know what I was thinking about? I was like, I was watching Kill Tony yesterday, and there was a dude sitting in the front row who had like a Gucci jacket or something. And I was like, dog, you know why I wouldn't buy shit like that? The reason why I wouldn't buy like a Gucci jacket, right? Or like, I don't know, like designer shit like that is because, not because I don't like it, because I've seen some shit, some like fucking Burberry shit that looks pretty dope. I've seen some Gucci shit, but dog, I would feel so fucking dumb getting out of my fucking normal ass car with a fucking Gucci jacket, right? Like I have a 2017 fucking Jeep Patriot. I've given Andrew Sims a ride in it before. And I'm like, dog, I get out of my 2017 vehicle with the Gucci jacket, dog. If I seen somebody doing that, I would fucking laugh at them, dog. I'd say, hey, go turn in that fucking jacket and get a better car, you fucking dumbass, you know? So that's
Dude, you know they're fake, fool. They're fake.
because
That's how you know they're fake. Like, bro, really?
so dog, that's why I was like, I've seen some shit that I dig. I'm like, but I couldn't see myself, dog, getting out of a fucking my normal ass car. Beep beep with my Gucci jacket, dog, and my shoes with manchas on them and shit, dog. You know, like
With no, and your car has no spare tire.
yeah, dog, right? Dog, right now, currently, my little motor in my back window went out, so I have my window lifted up with a ratchet strap. Dog, how am I supposed to get out of a car with a ratchet strap and a Gucci jacket? I can't do that, dog. I can't do that. I just can't. And some people do, but that's what makes me laugh is that those people that are comfortable doing that, that's not me, dog. That's not. I'm sorry. I just couldn't. I just have to get out of the car, out of my normal car and my normal clothes. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
Yo,
damn.
another show connection I wanted to make was, and ask you, I guess, but did you pick up when Rich was talking about how some lady was telling him about her asshole?
Yeah, her colonoscopy.
And he was like making it sound like what's not a weird or a different, like not like a odd. I'm like, and Rich and Covino's like, bro, what the fuck you mean? Like that's not normal and shit. Like, and I mean, I have to agree. I guess I always agree with Covino anyway, but I kind of agree with him too. Like, who the fuck? I mean, has anyone, even my family or my friends? It's kind of like a sensitive subject. You don't really say it in conversation. Maybe if you're fucking around or when you're with the boys and you're doing or saying gay shit, you know, to fuck around. But I don't think I've ever said that. I heard someone else say that, unless it's been serious or like, hey, I have this, something's going
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
kind of
right.
shit. You know. What about what have you been part of those conversations or groups or?
No, and dog, it is weird. It's fuck. And you know what? I asked the question on the in-show chat a couple of times, so Rich would answer it, and he kept ignoring my question. And I know he saw it because when Rich is reading feedback, Cavino kind of glances at it right as they're talking. Like it says, "Oh, right here, Andrew Fournier feels some kind of way." Right, so Cavino kind of does that as he's talking. He kind of glances at when Rich is reading feedback. He's going like this.
Yeah, you can see him processing.
And dog, he'll squint his eyes and he'll fucking hunch over and he'll fucking read it like this. So dog, so I had put, is this the same lady that asked Rich if he was DTL? Do you remember that? Is he down to lion? Down to lion? And I was like, is because dog, when I heard that, I go, this mom wants to fuck him. As soon as he said that, I'm like, this chick, this mom wants Rich. When she's like, hey, are you DTL? Are you down to lion? I go, she wants to hook up with Rich.
Wasn't that the same question that Covino asked about? Is this the same family that came up to them and said, "Hey, we want to be friends with you guys" or whatever? Or am I mixing through another story up too? Because
I
that was something they were talking about.
I can't remember, and I don't want to speak out of turn, like,
But someone another, and that's what I think Covino asked. Like, is this the same group of people they were talking about? How they made friends with? I think at Benny's school or Ben's team.
yeah.
That they're like, hey, you and Sarah are a good couple, or you guys look like fun. We want to make it a point to be friends with you guys.
Oh,
And
I think which couple was that? Because I know they were
not the
talking
same,
about it.
not the butthole lady though, right?
I don't know if that was the butthole
I don't
lady.
think so.
And
But
see, I kind of caught that one in and out because I was doing shit and I had to like keep taking out my AirPods because I was working, right? Sometimes work gets in the way of Covino and Rich. So I haven't had a chance to listen back because I think that was on Today's show. But yeah, I remember that, and then I remember them saying, well, if Sarah hits it off with the mom, but you don't with the dad, are you guys still gonna have to kick it? Or if you and the dad get along, but her and the mom aren't feeling it, like it just puts everybody in a weird kind of spot when you're trying to like force that relationship and then not everybody's on board. One person's got to sit there and, take the freaking hit for the rest of everybody that gets along. I'm like, oh, that sucks.
yeah, and Funky Monkey, I was driving and at the gym, I wasn't paying attention to your comments, so I'm not sure what you were commenting that they were acknowledging, but they weren't using what you were saying. Was it funny, or were you talking shit?
Yeah, so
And then
just to acknowledge that, Funky Monkey says they kept using my comments but not acknowledging me, asses. That happens from time to time, but you know what, Funky Monkey? Unless you're Mauser, they'll do that. Because they might say one comment that Funky Monkey says, and then later they won't say her name, but they'll use her comment. So unless it's Mauser, where they use every one of his fucking comments to reference, then I've seen them do that with multiple people. They'll be like, someone said, and I'm like, dog, it says right there, Luis Cortez Jr. Like, what the fuck do you mean someone said? The only times I'll do that on here is if it's something maybe a little sensitive or something where people may not want that comment on their tied to them. But if it's like something normal and then they're like, oh, somebody's telling us that blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dog, you fucking clearly see who it is. But Andrew Fournier says, what do you say? The feedback is so annoying to someone who can only listen. That is annoying sometimes. But what I'll try to do, since I'm on tier 2, is I'll go back and try to rewind that spot or some shit if I wanted to see exactly what they were talking about, or maybe a video they showed or something like that. So I'll try and do that. But yeah, what else? It's Fournier's birthday, so we have to acknowledge at least one more comment. Talking about friendships is so weird to me. You're either friends or you're not. Yeah, trying to force something like, hey, we should be friends. It's kind of weird. Like, and even if it kind of naturally happens and you kind of realize, like Luis Cortez Jr., I didn't know I was going to make a friend at 37 years old, but I'm like over here, like we do this every week. We hit each other up during the week sometimes. And it's just like, but I'm not like, hey, Luis, you want to be my friend?
do we got to make it official, bro? Because that's not what I'm used to. Maybe it's where you come from, but I think that's kind of bold too, the way they did that. I mean, I'm not necessarily hating on it. I guess I would do it too if I had. I don't know if I would though, but if I had an intention like that and I wanted to, I would have the courage to do it. But I don't know if it's just not my style. But we'll see if it works out for them, bro. But I wouldn't put any titles and stuff like that either. It feels weird. Like I don't talk about it. It's just natural to your point.
Dog, I have a story. And I'll try to be vague, just so if anybody ever hears this, they don't know. But say there's a friend. All right, a friend in need hit us up. We'll call him Jeremy, right? And Jeremy was like, "Hey, I met this dude, and and he was a cool dude, right? We started hitting it off. We became friends, right? But dog, it's like on Shallow Hell, where he finally like comes to and realizes like the chick isn't all bad. She's actually gigantic or whatever. And then he starts looking like, oh shit. Like starts looking around at all these other chicks that he thought were bad and they're all fucking gigantic. Well, our friend in need that hit us up said that he met this dude. They're hitting it off. The dude was pretty cool. And then realized one day after a couple of things like, hey, I think this dude's a fucking dork. And then couldn't unsee that. So in everything that they did, they're like, oh fuck, this dude's a fucking dork. I have another experience where I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was like, just in conversation, I was like, oh yeah, I think, or there's been speculation that so and so is plays for the other bats for the other team, right? And this dude told me, he was like, dude, he's ever since you fucking told me that, he's like, I can't unsee it. So like everything, like mannerisms, voice, everything. He was like, dude, why the fuck did you say that? Now I can't unsee it. So that's what happened to our friend Anit as well, is that there was somebody that they became cool with. And then they were like, and it wasn't the gay thing. It was actually, they literally were like, a dork, and they're like, oh fuck, I didn't realize this dude was a fucking dork. I thought they were cool. And then like you turn around, you look, and they fucking have the glasses and the braces and the fucking headgear and the fucking. You're like, oh shit, I didn't see that the whole time. I thought this dude was fucking Brad Pitt or some shit. I thought they were cool as fuck, or fucking Jack Sparrow or some shit. One of the fucking cool dudes. And then you look, dog, and they were fucking Clark Duke and shit. That's a deep cut. If you don't know who Clark Duke is, Andy Milonakis, right? We'll say that.
Oh yeah, don't call me a P. I got a P on my head.
Don't call me a B. I'm be a B head. Yeah, I got B's on my head, but don't call me a B head. Bruce Lee's on my head,
funny.
But don't call dog. I used to have fucking little fluffy hair like that when I was younger, dog. And somebody had told me that I looked like Andy Milonakis. I was like, fuck, dog. No facial hair, little fluffy hair. I was like, fuck, they're right, dog.
Like half looks like the little kid from Bad Santa too.
Oh yeah.
Is it Fortune? Isn't
Fortune
his name
Feimster.
Fortune Feimster?
Yeah.
Hey, one more thing about Camino Rich I want to talk about. Did you hear about the Mexican in the wall?
The Mexican in the wall.
Oh, at the Mexican in Rich's house in the wall.
Oh, and they said how to get him out.
Yes, it was funny because he was like, "Oh, that's another thing too." I know I'm all over the place, but we're talking about man shit. How the hoses were flipped and spots, like it's that fucking easy. It really is that easy to just turn off the fucking valves, unscrew them, and switch them.
Yeah.
The only thing that I've seen that it wasn't maybe difficult, but he had like a fixed drawers that you'd have to take the shelves off, kind of to maybe work in between the dresser, which is whatever, maybe just to clean up after yourself. But that was one thing. But then he was talking about how the pipes or whistle. They're like, yeah, I don't know.
They're whistling
it. And then Camino's like, maybe there's a Mexican in there. And
they're
like,
no.
And then somebody said, hey, you know how you get them out?
You put some tacos in the bathroom or some shit and wait for them?
Leave tacos in the bathroom and just walk away.
Dog, that shit was so... I don't know who said that. And Mauser gets a lot of shout outs. So if it was him, that shit was funny.
It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, dog. I was... it cracks me up, dog, because I feel like... I don't know if that's one thing that I love about the show is that a lot of the listeners are very like... They're smart asses like that, or they have funny jokes or quick kind of one-liners. And everybody in the chat is usually trying to one-up everybody else with some shit that's funnier. So it's kind of cool because it's like the chat and all that shit usually makes the show even better because you have that interaction. And then if they read one of your things, you're like, oh shit, I made them laugh or this or that or whatever,
It's like a party line.
Yeah.
It's like an old school party line.
Dog.
With two fools hosting it.
Speaking of party line, fucking, I remember, dog, we were, when we were in like 6th grade, we used to call our local radio station and we used to dedicate like fucking like, I don't know, like an R&B song from like one of our friends to like another friend. It'd be like, hey, this song's from like, my name's Luis Cortez Jr. Can you send it to my lover? Fucking Yobi in Texas. And then they would be like, oh, this is going out from Luis Cortez Jr. to his lover, Joey in Texas. And then they'd play like, oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby, don't leave me, girl. And we thought that was the funniest shit ever, dog. And we don't even know if they ever heard it. But just doing that as a kid, this is before iPads and shit. We needed something to do, dog.
Bart Simpson taught you that shit, probably.
Probably. Even though I wasn't a big Bart fan.
Another recap thing about this last week that I did between here last week, Tuesday was I went to a burlesque show. I don't know if I mentioned that last week.
No.
But I went to one, I think I went to Wednesday night, and that shit was crazy, bro. Like, I've been to some, and I mean, it was a Nightmare Before Christmas one, and I went with myself. It was cool, and people tripped me out. Like, I kind of dressed like goth or punk, whatever, and I was all suited and booted, and some guy came up to me like, damn, bro, you a vampire fool? You a count or something? You look legit. Like, or you did just dress up for the party or something? I'm like, nah, fool, this is just how I dress up like all the time and shit. Like it's just another day and shit. Anyway, but there were those performers, bro, and like it was this crazy, it's burlesque, so you're gonna see chi-chis or tassels or whatever. And there
Oh,
was some
oh.
guys that were doing fucking shit that was kind of crazy too. And then there was a couple
Some
drags.
guys were doing shit. That was crazy. What
Yeah,
does that
bro, like,
even mean?
well, there was like, it was like almost like a strip tease, really, but dancing and choreography. So, one of the dudes came out dressed like a 70s guy with a big old fro and shit. And
Yeah.
like at first, dressed, whatever, just doing his routine. And at the end was basically wearing a man thong, fucking doing somersaults and backflips and like fucking, I'm talking, you see him fucking balloon out and nuts and just like,
Oh, duh.
and, and that's weird in itself. But the shit this motherfucker was doing, yeah, I'm not a gymnast or any of that shit. I'm like, this motherfucker's doing backflips and like cartwheels and all this shit with his fucking dick and balls just flinging around. And, we're watching this shit.
He was
I
doing
had to applaud the motherfucker because it was amazing, but it was kind of whatever, you know what I
he
mean?
was
But
doing
I mean,
back
the chicks were
tucks.
doing the same thing too, dude. You know what I mean? Chicks came out and did their shit. The
Yeah.
one that blew my mind was Jack Skellington, right? He's kind of the
Yeah.
guy, and so this guy comes out in stilts, full blown fucking costume,
Whoa,
mask, all
blown.
this shit.
No.
And he's doing his routine and shit, whatever. And he's doing like crazy dance moves and moves on stilts that I'm just like, holy fuck. At the very end of this thing, this dude's wearing a fucking thong on stilts, bro.
Oh, dang. At the end of the routine.
With a painted face and shit. I was like, God damn it, bro. Like,
Moral of the
whatever.
story, about halfway into their routine, just start reading your phone, dog.
But when the girls came out, it was all good. You know what I mean? That was all
Oh,
fun too. The very end, when her name's like, that's who I follow. It's her show. It's called the Black Cauldron Burlesque or something. They have them all over Vegas. It's her name's Savannah Fox. She's like this hot UK, just tatted down, fucking crazy
she
gothic
looks
chick.
like
She,
Paige from the WWF. Do you remember
yeah,
that
kind
chick?
of, dude, for sure. And she was the last one. She did her dancing thing, got naked, basically, little thong and pasties, and then does like fire. Yeah, she swallows swords and does fire routine, shit like that. But this one was fire, so she like lit
That's
her
cool.
arms on fire, was like
That's crazy.
swallowing the fire and shaking her ass and all that.
That's
It was
cool.
a good time, man.
That's what's cool, dog, about bigger cities, especially like Vegas, where you get to stuff like that, where you can just go on a weekend or whatever and see shit like that. If I want to see shit like that, I got to go to a big city, dog. We don't have shit like that. We don't have burlesque shows. There's people walking, tweakers and shit, going up and down.
Half
Dog,
naked.
no, dog. There was this tweaker chick, that she was homeless, and she used to just always like flash like the street. And I remember we used to have like a cops, but like in town, it was like a ghetto version on like the cable access TV or whatever. And I remember them pulling her over. They're like, they had to arrest her and shit. They're like, you gotta stop flashing people. There's little kids that can see this and all this shit, dog. And she was disgusting, dog. She was gigantic and fucking looked like she hadn't showered in months. Oh my
Oh,
God. But you would always see her mobbing around. But dog, when it comes to tweakers, I always play this game whenever I'm driving. I play is it a tweaker or is it a child? Because dog, sometimes they'll be fucking kid. You know how kids ride their bike as fast as they can, dog, when they're fucking hauling ass? And then a lot of these tweakers, they're so frail because they're fucking all tweaked out, right? And then so like you'll get like closer and you're like, oh, this little kid's like trying to ride to their friend's house. And then you get closer, you're like, oh shit, that's a grown woman or whatever, right? And vice versa. Sometimes you're like, this fucking tweaker, dog. You're like, what the fuck are you doing out right now? And then you look and it's like a little kid fucking trying to go to their friend's house. And you're like, so tweaker or child, you can play it in any hood. That's what's cool about that one.
I'll have to try that. There's a lot of opportunities here in Vegas for that one to work.
Tweaker or
Hey,
hood.
and one last thing, as I run out of time, and I just wanted to pay my condolences to Rich and his family and everyone for Piper's passing. I know that was a big thing, and I have my dog. He's in here bugging my ass right now, and he's 12, so he's up there. So I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of us relate and care for these guys, and obviously it's tough for them and the kids and stuff. And for those of us who've had pets or know people who have pets, it's rough, man, and it's tough. And I mean, some pets are people love their pets more than their kids sometimes, you know what I mean? And so that
Yeah.
dog meant a lot to them and their family. So just wanted to say, sorry to their family, thoughts and prayers. And even what Rich was saying about the kids asking and shit, and God this and God that, and like, oh fuck, dude, that shit hurt my feelings so much, dude. And I'm a
Yeah,
vato,
dog.
so I don't have feelings, bro. But still, I
Right?
was like,
Right.
man, that
You
fucking
might have been on
sucks,
the
dude.
verge, right? But you were never,
Yeah, bro.
right?
The Verge, motherfucker, not there, bitch.
Right,
But
right.
hey, man, my pay my respects to them, and we'll all give Rich a hard time, but
Yeah.
I think he did good. He did his job. Not that wasn't his job, but he helped his family, was there for his family, and then was able to show up and do the show and kind of talk about it. I think was good for him, because and so hopefully, I mean, they can bounce back from that. But yeah, I just wanted to take a minute to say R.I.P. Piper on that one.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. And I even wanted to hit him up personally and just be like, hey, like I'm sorry, this and this, but I was like, I'm just gonna let it be. But I just
Yeah,
it sucks, man. Like I've had dogs that we've found they're fucking dead. That and we had a dog in last year that we had to put down. It was my sister's dog. And dog, I've woken up to more dogs dead than having to put down. Dog, if in one man's opinion, having to put them down, dog, is way harder. And dog, and it's fucked up, but I'll even compare it to like, dog, to my dad, because my dad, he passed away. He had an aneurysm just from one day to the next. He had a brain aneurysm, right? And then I have family members that have like cancer, and we've been watching them slowly decline for years. And I'm like, dog, it sucks to watch them suffer like that, like Piper or like our, dogs that we've had to put down or whatever, and then just know it's time. And it sucks, dog, when you're there with them and they start like the process and you're just like watching them take their last breath and shit, dog. And it's just like, fuck, man, I'd rather be surprised, So it sucks when like you watch, because like my sister had this one dog, she was fucking fat and happy. And one day, dog, I think she was just so fat she had a heart attack. Never declined, dog. Just one day woke up and she was fucking gone. And that I felt like was a lot easier than the next dog that we saw declining and we had to put down. Just because it's just like, dog, just like that. It's a blessing and a curse, because a blessing in the send off that they got to give Piper. So they got to take her to the beach. They got to do all that good stuff, They got to actually have their last pictures with her, last moments, which is beautiful. But at the same time, you're doing all that, being like, all right, baby girl, we're going to have to say goodbye, That's fucking
yeah.
terrible. That's terrible. So yeah. So I want to echo what you said, and just Rich, we're sorry for all that. Again, The Verge. But never on camera, at least, dog. But on The Verge. So I don't think there's a better way to wrap it up than that, dog. Do you want to have any final words before we go ahead and say goodbye for the week?
Yeah, I just want to play something or break up.
All right, let's hear it. I didn't hear it.
Oh, valuable.
Dog, and then
I just wanted to end it with a bang, bro. I love that sound. Anytime I feel down and out or I'm having a rough day, I mean that's what the show's there for. That's what the community that Green and Rich has built, and that's what you're doing here, and kind of we're doing somewhere to go, outlet, somewhere where you can go have a good time. We can talk some shit, to have some laughs, and maybe just decompress. Everyone's going through something somehow, somewhere. Family, money, shit, holiday shit. So like that sound, bro, or there's people that we built. I mean, it's always a good reminder on the good things in life and shit. And that thing always hits home with me, man. I love that little sound.
Andrew Sims says, like Rich even listens to the show. You know what, dog? I'm gonna have to clip this and send it to him just so he knows we're sending our condolences. But the funniest comment before we leave is Magical Mexican says 972 dog or dogs were said in this episode. Whenever I'm talking to you and a dog, this dog, that, and then we're talking about dogs. Oh my goodness. Whoever's watching this episode is now going to get puppy advertisements for the next like 6 months. We're sorry about that.
Hey, Magic Mexican, next time count how many foods I throw out there too, so
Yeah.
you can see. Just run a
Keep
tab
a
and
tally.
shit.
Keep a tally. Next show, that's
We
everybody's
appreciate
task.
you.
Go ahead
And then so we're a couple weeks from Christmas, right? I think we're gonna have a Christmas Eve episode, hopefully.
yeah.
Depends what we got going on for the holidays, or what is that, 23rd?
Yeah.
Christmas Eve. So we'll basically Christmas episode next week. You already know I'll be bringing some fire. I'll have my shit
Yeah.
ready to
I'll
go.
be
I'll have some Christmas stuff going on. So
I'll be live from Missouri for that show. So
okay.
yeah, so we're gonna be heading out this weekend. Gonna go see some family in Missouri. So Christmas Eve, the after show, but later episode number 319 will be our Christmas episode. So thank you guys. Thanks to everybody that joined. Funky Monkey, Magical Mexican, Andrew Sims, Fournier, even on his birthday. You know, we have who else is here? Reinhardt. I saw Joey in Texas earlier. Everybody. Yeah, so everybody that joined us, we appreciate it. And all the future dudes that don't get to listen live, but we know you're out there. Live long and prosper, like Funky Monkey says. We will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
On the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757.